Hi, I'm Rocky Draws, and if you didn't see the last video and for some reason didn't read the title, today we will be designing Fakémon for what is, in my opinion, the best Minecraft mod, Alex's Caves. Also, if you notice anything different with my art, I've been trying to shade my Fakémon art so it's closer to the official Pokemon designs. Anyways, without further ado, let's get right into it. For our first Pokemon, we have Flameodon, the Flaming Bird Pokemon, whose name comes from flame and Pteranodon. Flameodon roams the skies searching for aquatic prey. Once they make a catch, they bring them back to their nest to feed their chicks. It's said that the markings on this Pokemon's head are actually its fiery energy. With Flameodon and almost all of the other mobs for this cave, it was pretty easy turning them into Pokemon. They're already shaped like Pokemon, they're already colored like Pokemon, they already have biology like Pokemon, and they basically even have shinies of their own with the Amber Curiosity and the Tectonic Shard, which, by the way, the shiny is based on the Amber Curiosity form. And yeah, I don't really have much else to say about this design because it's kind of just the mob translated into Pokemon. Next up is Grottoceratops, the Ceratopsian Pokemon, whose name comes from grotto and ceratopsian. Grottotops have very fast metabolisms, therefore they are constantly eating. When they're not eating, they're rolling in dirt in order to keep away dangerous bacteria and bug-type Pokemon. With this dude, I enjoyed the coloring stage a lot, especially when it came to its patterns on its back, which are supposed to look like dirt on its back. I also contemplated making it a rock dark type for a time, making the eye things on its frill, I don't know, do something, but then I scrapped that to make it a ground rock type. Also, its shiny is based on the Amber Curiosity version of the Grottoceratops. Next, we have Smolanocaris, the Anomalocaris Pokemon, whose name comes from small and Anomalocaris. These small arthropod-like Pokemon live in small bodies of water where they feast on algae and other small bug-type Pokemon. After being laid, their eggs can survive for over 20 years even without water. Now, before I say anything about the design, I know the start of that second sentence sounded weird, but I couldn't think of a better way of wording it. Anyways, I don't really know what to say about this dude, other than I love him and he's really adorable, and other than that, his shiny's based on a shrimp. For our next Pokemon, we have Thorelic, the Therizinosaurus Pokemon, whose name comes from Therizinosaurus and Relic. The Relic are one of the main causes of deforestation in their area. They eat the leaves off the trees they knock over. So with this biological chainsaw, I kind of didn't have much of an idea for it. Of course, the cave compendi, the cave compe, the cave compendium entries and did end up carrying the Dex entry. But other than that, it's kind of just a boring duck that destroys ecosystems. Its shiny is based on the Tectonic Shard coloration from the game. Stomping in, we have Fight Titan, the boxing Pokemon, whose name comes from Fight and Titan. Fight Titan are very heavy Pokemon. When fighting, they use their large, giant boxing glove-like front limbs to bash in the ground, causing a large earthquake. Now, Fight Titan was probably one of my Fakemon that went through the most iterations. First, I got halfway through his design when I realized it was too detailed and more fitting for the legendary, and then I made this design. And then I spent a solid 30 minutes trying to come up with a name when I made the name Fist Titan. I later came back and realized maybe that isn't the best name for reasons, and that I finally ended up with the name Fight Titan. Its shiny form is based on the Amber Curiosity design. Stealing Dino Nuggies, we have Mischievoraptor, the mischievous Pokemon, whose name comes from mischievous and raptor. Mischievoraptor are highly hated in the region they're from. When hungry, they break into homes and steal items from chests and drawers. Alright, I really suck at formatting this, to be honest, but Mischievoraptor is the Volumoraptor from the mod, and he steals. That's all that was going through my head while making this. The 6 monkeys spinning in circles in my brain kind of ran out of ideas with this dude. His shiny is based on the Amber Curiosity design in the mod. Next up, we have Tremorex, the Tremor Pokemon, whose name comes from Tremor and Rex. Tremorex are large apex predators. Everywhere they walk, loud tremors follow. Guys, I swear the next Pokemon will have more of a story to it other than just mob as Pokemon. The shiny, though, is based on the princess name tag Easter egg. Last but not least, we have Obsidisaur, the Obsidian Pokemon, whose name comes from obsidian and soar. These large volcanic Pokemon are partially made out of sharp obsidian. When worst comes to worst, they use all of their possible power. It's said that the last time this happened, it caused a mass extinction event. When you battle it in the hypothetical game, it would turn into its destructive form. I really enjoyed making Obsidisaur here and thinking about how it would work in game because I would imagine a Pokemon with this cool of a design for its destructive form would be extremely powerful. So I had to think of how we could make it so that the player would not be able to use this form. I also made the opening in his chest display what looks like a fiery heart. Its shiny is based on Fight Titan. So, that's it for the video. If you liked it, please consider liking, subscribing, and hitting that bell icon so you get notified whenever I post a new video. Anyways, bye!